Hello, whoever's there. I am inviting people. So, you can join in too. Invite your friends, invite your enemies, invite anybody that you think's going to make this a cool broadcast. Because it's going to be a cool broadcast. I'm here. You're here. It's our time. Yeah. So it's bound to be good. Let's see, I left off at Bye Boo Ha. I'm past there. Right about there. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Oh, Tamara White Wolf is where I left off. All right. Hello, you 4 motherfuckers. Share it with your friends, share it with your enemies. I'm sharing it, so I can't see who you motherfuckers are. But I know you're there. You don't try anything, man. I know you're there. Mayor White Wolf. There we go. Yeah. This will be the last batch of. Oh well, this will definitely be the last batch because I'm down to the end. Should I invite that Uncle Birch 11 guy? No, he's not going to show up. Fuck him, man. Uncle Birch coming to you live from New Orleans. What are we doing today, Uncle? Well, we're going to learn how to resist. We're going to learn how to revolutionize. That kind of thing. Let's see, what else we got here? Content disclosure. AI generated content. No, I don't want any of that. No, I don't want any of that. Uncle Birch coming to you live from New Orleans. We got quite a few people here. Invite Dan's. Samantha, how are you? Delaney, how are you? So, what I need you to do is comment a lot and like a lot. I will get controversial, and if they take it down, then they fucking take it down. I'll fucking appeal, but I'm not going to be silent. Even with TikTok's new community guidelines, which are coming, I will not shut up, and they can go ahead and take the account. Maybe I'll start up with my backup account. I don't know. Based on what I'm seeing with the new community guidelines, I don't know if it's tenable. I'm going to make sure and spend a lot of time on all of my other social media. I'm Uncle Birch everywhere that you want to look up Uncle Birch. And I'll be all over other social media. Thank you for the follow. But I will not be silent. I will not go quietly into that good night. I will rage at the dying of the light. I am Uncle Birch. I was a revolutionary before a lot of you were born. Pagan Spawn, how are ya? You got the #1 gifter badge already? I didn't even see any gifts, but thank you. Nothing left to lose, no reason not to fight now. Absolutely, I'm still here. I have not fled the United States of America, even though I've got the capital. We could have headed to Costa Rica by now. We got enough to, put in the bank in Costa Rica, and that gives you Costa Rican citizenship or residency or something. But have not done that. My country needs me. My country needs people like me. Now, know your rights. Okay, so let's go. You have the right to remain silent. Yeah, we know that. Anything you say or do can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to an attorney. If you can afford an attorney, one will be appointed to you by the court. Do you understand that these rights that I've given you? See, I'm coming to you not just as an anarchist, not just as a revolutionary, not just as a pirate radio pioneer, but a former cop that went into the job as a revolutionary to revolutionize the system and take it over from within. And yeah, that didn't really work out. But Bert Sebastian sent me with a message for you. Message from Sebastian? Well, where the fuck is he? He's usually here. Where's my admin, man? What is he doing that's so goddamn important? What's Sebastian going to say? All those rights assume due process, though. Yes, but you've got to push for due process. Your case can be thrown out if you don't get the due process. If the officers don't identify themselves, your case can get thrown out. And you've got to press the rights. Always, if you can do it, man, have a lawyer on retainer at all times. I do. I've got a lawyer on retainer at all times. Dad taught me the right way to be. I got a lawyer ready to go anytime I fucking need it. Let's see. What am I doing here? Yeah. Oh, that's weird. I don't know. I don't know what that button was that I just pressed. I probably shouldn't have pressed it. Our friend is being bullied. Who? Sebastian? Sebastian's being bullied? By who? We'll fuck him up. I find it really funny that Fox News is now whining about Gavin Newsom bullying Donald Trump. Now, if you've been paying attention, Gavin Newsom's been trolling Trump and writing his tweets like Trump, in all caps, referring to himself as America's favorite governor, talking about his big, beautiful maps. He finishes every tweet with thanks for your attention to this matter. It's really funny. It's epic fucking trolling, but he's trolling Trump and giving Trump a taste of his own medicine. He's calling him stupid, calling him fat, calling him weak. I'm here for it, man. I'm here for it. This is a street fight. Honor, chivalry, all those things, those are out the fucking window at this point, man. This is a fucking street fight. Anything you can find laying in the gutter that can be a weapon should be a weapon. Now, in addition to the rights that I laid out for you, you have no obligation to comply with an unidentified law enforcement officer of any kind. Far too many people are doing that. And I understand. People tell me, say, well, Uncle Birch, you say that kind of stuff, you're going to get somebody killed. Well, you know what? They're already being killed. Okay? Women are being kidnapped by fake ICE agents. I know of more than 10 times that's happening. We don't know where they are. We don't know where they went. The ones that were picked up by actual ICE agents, we don't know where they went either. They're being disappeared. They're sending people to Somalia, man. A war zone, a famine zone. They're sending them to torture prisons down in El Salvador. They just get disappeared. One of the things that apparently you have to do is you have to file a habeas corpus petition. Oh, kitty, what the fuck was that? That was cool. It scared the shit out of me, though. Oh, man, don't give me a heart attack. Anyway, you have to file the habeas corpus petition immediately before somebody gets transported to another jurisdiction. See, this is what they're doing. They're picking people up, transporting them to another jurisdiction, then transporting them to another jurisdiction. Now, they're transporting a lot of migrants to fucking Hawaii because it's so hard to get representation in Hawaii. So they transfer them before you get the habeas corpus petition, which means, produce the body of evidence against the client. But you have no obligation to surrender or to comply with an unidentified alleged law enforcement agency. I can buy a fucking cop uniform in a Halloween store. That doesn't make me a cop. What makes you a cop is a badge and a badge number. And whether they fucking argue about it all day long, why they shouldn't have to do that, that is the thing that requires you to submit an identified law enforcement officer. What do? We can't stop the madness. But we have to resist. We have to file every habeas corpus petition immediately. We have to record everything. We have to out these people. I am under the firm belief at this point that a lot of the ICE officers that we're seeing are actual Proud Boys that have been recruited into ICE. And now they've lowered their level of recruitment as well. Now, when I was a cop, anytime I put my hands on somebody, anytime I had to wrestle somebody into handcuffs, or point my gun at somebody, I was trained to put these following lines into my police report every time. I was in fear for my life. These are words you need to learn. Nobody can disprove your level of fear. But being in fear for your life gives you certain rights to defend your life, regardless whether that turns out to be an officer or not. I was in fear for my life because unidentified people in military fatigues came up and stuck a gun to my fucking head. And I was in fear for my life, and I had to do something to save my life. No court in the land can argue with that fear. Officers are not the only ones that get to use those magic words. We need to learn to use these fucking magic words. I was in fear for my life, and fuck if they aren't. We got people smashing their fucking windows, yanking them out. You have no obligation to identify yourself if you are not detained. That means a checkpoint. Checkpoints are bullshit. You have no obligation. Yeah, you're probably going to go to jail anyways. But when you get to your fucking court case, you have all this. The fruit from the poisonous tree. If there was anything in the initial arrest that was illegal, the entire case is thrown out. The entire case is illegal. If there was anything illegal in that, if there was an illegal arrest in the first place, the case is fucking worthless, man. These are facts. I was pre-law in college. Yes, absolutely. I was a cop, so I know this thing. And granted, that was like 90 fucking. I think it was 90 through 92, 90. Wait, no, it was 89 through 92. But those jobs. That was badass right there, man. Thank you, Bree. Scared the fuck out of me again. Between that and the fucking cat, man, they got some freaky shit out here. The problem is, we're not resisting. People are not resisting. American citizens are being whipped up, and before we know it, they're being deported, even though they're fucking citizens. Man, that's gonna come for you and me, man. That's gonna come for all of us. There's still people out there supporting this. Like, he said he was gonna go after the criminals. I have seen no Democrat anywhere, including myself, that doesn't support that. Yeah, the violent criminals? Fuck yeah, get them the fuck out. They're not citizens? Fuck them. Get them the fuck out. No, it's mothers, it's fathers. There was a special needs fucking high school student held at fucking gunpoint the other day. There was another one I just heard of, and this one pisses me off even more than most of them. This kid a teenager was out walking his fucking dog, and I guess he's got, he overstayed his visa or some, I don't know, some crap. But, so they jumped the kid, they manhandle the kid, they arrest the kid, they tie his dog to a tree, and then before they leave, they didn't just untie the fucking leash, they cut the fucking leash and let the dog run around down Van Nuys fucking Boulevard in Los Angeles. Now, maybe I'm a witch, I like animals more than I like people. I'm more pissed about that than what happened to the kid. Fucking leave the dog running in fucking traffic? We don't even know if the dog fucking survived, man. That's some bullshit. That's some bullshit. A father the other day going to pick up his 4-year-old from fucking school. He gets smashed the window, yanked out the fucking window, hauled away. Guess what happens when the kid gets out of school? Nobody's there to pick him up. That's fucked up, man. That's fucked up. I'm always there. I tell my fucking kid, man, if I ain't there, something's seriously fucking wrong. Because I usually get there an hour ahead of time and fucking wait because I'm an early ass motherfucker. I want to be your friend and that will help you. Okay, cool. You have no obligation to comply. You have every obligation to resist. They're unidentified fucking people dressed in military fatigues, man. You have to have, I don't care what they say. I don't care what they say. The thing that makes a person a law enforcement officer is a badge and a fucking badge number. You know, at that point, you may have some obligation to comply. However, you have no obligation to comply if you are not detained. If you are detained, the officer must articulate the reasonable and or probable cause for detaining you. So far, the probable cause for detaining people is their brown skin. Period. Period. Fuck you if you disagree. I don't fucking care. The reason is they have brown fucking skin. And there's a judge that already fucking made a ruling against that, and they're still fucking doing it. They're still fucking doing it. They just see some fucking brown people and pounce on them. And quite often they turn out to be fucking not only American citizens, several of them have been like Marine war veterans. They had a fucking war hero the other day that they fucking threw down to the ground and fucking manhandled. Yet some of these people, now this used to be a pathway to citizenship, and I don't know when it ended. It's like all the way back to the Irish. You come over here and you join our military and you go fight for us, you get fucking citizenship. But several people now that are fucking war veterans and war heroes still just had like a green card or something like that and still fucking got deported. There was another guy, he didn't have his green card, but he helped to give birth to 3 Marines. They fought in Iraq and Afghanistan. He gave us 3 fucking Marines, but he didn't have his citizenship figured out. And that guy, I think, is getting a little bit special treatment or something. I think he did get out. But we are complying too much. We're giving up too much. We are not resisting. And I will work my way around stating the level of resistance. Back during the Black Lives Matter protests, there was a time, I believe it was in Dallas. And you're going to really have to search this because you probably forgot about it, if you remembered it at all. But it's a very buried piece of news. But somebody, an African-American guy, he decided to do some sniping stuff. And he did. He sniped a whole lot of cops. I'm just mentioning that just for educational purposes. Because we should be educated on people that have resisted militant police forces and how they have done it. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Uncle Birch is here to tell you it's time to have a pew-pew. If you don't have a pew-pew, get a pew-pew. And if you got a pew-pew, get some more pew-pews. Yeah? You need some hand pew-pews. You need some rifle pew-pews. Maybe some sniper pew-pews. Definitely a 12-gauge pew-pew. Pump pew-pew by the front door. Yeah. Safely locked up, kept away from the kids, that kind of thing. U.S. government is not giving vets anything they are promised. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And we are seeing vets and military people revolting at this time. There's been many stories in the last week of that. Even the vets or the military people being deployed to our cities. They ain't having it. It was absolutely an illegal move to take over Washington, D.C., take over L.A. with the National Guard, especially with the Marines. That's, we've got to, California's got to redistrict the state. We have to not let Texas steal the election. Texas is trying to steal the election because Republicans are extremely unpopular right now. And the president's approval rating is the lowest of any president ever. That goes for Nixon and all of them, the lowest ever, regardless what Fox News fucking tells you, even though Fox News has to admit that his poll numbers are extremely, extremely low. Republicans are not popular, their policies are not popular, even with Republicans. So even if they redistrict Texas, it's still possible that they won't pick up those 5 seats. They're really unpopular, and there's a lot of blue voting that goes on in Texas. It tends to, be kind of purple a lot of the time, but they're not that popular, so they have to steal it. So California needs to make sure and stop them from stealing it, because Trump's presidency needs to end at 17 months. He has so many impeachable offenses, it's not even funny. And sending the Marines into Los Angeles, that's just one of the latest ones. I think there's more after that fact, but impeachable AF. Serious, yo. And the Republicans are too scared to do it. They're a bunch of cowards. They're too scared to do it. They know this isn't right. They know it's against the Constitution that they swore an oath to, but they're cowards. Cowards. It's like, y'all, fuck your job. Fuck your damn job. Go get a job in the private sector. To hold on to power for a couple more years when you don't have any power? Congress has given away their power. They're not even checking. Of course. Yes, I garden. Look at this. Look at this nature I have here. My yard is shrouded in nature. Look at this shit. Look at this. I need to deal with this. I thought it was kind of cool for a while, but my deck, my bricks, are just covered in vines now. The vines are taking over. It was kind of cool walking on the vines for a while, but they're getting too much. I might have to cut back the vines, but nature has taken over, and I haven't done anything to stop it. New York Governor Kathy Hochul just said New York would restricted counter if Texas does. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Fucking, go for it. Y'all should do it anyways. All you blue states should just gerrymander, regardless what Texas does. Get us 25 fucking seats. Get us 25 fucking seats, man. They wanted to rig the election, so we should rig the fucking election. They want to cheat, we should have cheated. We should have. The Democrats just try to be the good guys. This last election was so damn questionable, and nobody asked the question because they wanted to act like they were the good guys that, just agree with elections, even though they're shady AF. Well, thank you for heavily agreeing with me. You know, if you lightly agree with me, that'd be cool too, but heavily is cool. To see Elise Stefanik lose her mind over New York gerrymandering. I know, it's funny. They're blaming California for doing it. It's like, pff, California hasn't done any mid-season redistricting. They do that every time we have a census, like everybody else does. That's when you do it, based on the population. But Trump's trying to rig the census now too. He's trying to redo the census, which I've heard Amy Klobuchar the other day says absolutely impossible. To do the census before the next election would have required starting in April at least, and a mid-decade census cannot be used for redistricting. I think part of the problem is Trump has a short attention span. He doesn't listen to his briefings. They have to include a bunch of pictures and graphs in his briefings. And apparently, in his last administration, they found that they had to use the word Trump every other sentence, or he stopped paying attention. If it wasn't about him enough, he just stopped paying attention. So clearly he did not pay attention. It's absolutely illegal to use a mid-decade census. You can do a mid-decade sentence or census. That is possible, but it absolutely cannot be used for redistricting. You can't use it for any changing of the seats or anything like that. But Trump, he probably would do good on TikTok. He only can pay attention for like 60 seconds. Uncle Birch coming to you live from New Orleans. It is our sacred duty to resist. We are, I'm talking about here, we are Americans. The rest of the world, it's your sacred duty to resist too, man. There's absolute fascism. Still don't understand how the hell it happened, but it's happening. I mean, it has happened. It has happened. We have had an absolute fascist takeover of the United States of America. ICE is the Gestapo. The other day when Gavin Newsom had his news conference announcing the redistricting plan for California, well, guess who was there? The ICE Gestapo was there trying to intimidate people. I don't think you've been paying attention to Gavin Newsom, however. He ain't going to be intimidated. And he's going to be our next president. You just watch it. Marta keeps talking about how, there's so many people that hate California, it's not going to work. It's like, no, it ain't going to matter. Look at that guy. Watch that guy. Follow his YouTube channel. Check him out on Midas Touch. That's presidential material right there. And fortunately, it's the presidential material that we need right now. We need him to be a bully. I don't know if you joined me earlier, but Fox News is complaining that Gavin Newsom is bullying Donald Trump. My favorite thing in the entire world, and it's not really my favorite, but it's when an attacker plays victim. Kind of like Shannon and Sean Wild here in New Orleans. If you know that story, man, it's the ultimate attacker playing victim scenario, using all of the buzzwords. He's attacking children. He's abusing women. None of that's happening. Have you watched the movie Eyes Wide Shut? Seems like I did. A while back. I remember on Hulu there was a thing called Shut Eye. That was pretty cool. It was about the Romani people in Los Angeles. That was pretty interesting. But Eyes Wide Shut. I can't remember what it was about, but I'm pretty sure I did. The elites with masks. Yes, I recall that. Yes. So again, for those of you just joining us, you have no obligation to comply with an unidentified law enforcement agents, even though they're acting like law enforcement. You need identification, you need badge numbers, you need names. these should be readily posted, and if not, you should win your court case. Yes, you're going to get your ass kicked. Yes, you're going to go to jail. But I've done that plenty of times. I was not the kind of activist that went to, that let them easily take me to jail. But I had to go to jail for many a cause. Many a cause. No convictions. Well, okay. One conviction. Trespassing with intent to disrupt logging operations, which I tried to look up, and I just couldn't find it. It was like very specific, almost like they made that law up just for me. I remember the judge, or actually it was the prosecutor. The prosecutor, he's going, well, Your Honor, the defendant, he didn't spike any trees. Like, yeah, I did, but not here. He didn't destroy any machinery. Yeah, I did, but not in this one. Basically, Your Honor, the defendant's just a tree hugger. And everybody laughed, and the judge looks at me, and I'm going, is this where I plead? I guess I plead guilty. That wasn't what I pleaded, though. But yeah. So one conviction, many times they tried, but I always push for my lawyer and my jury. We're going to get a jury trial. Make them spend the money. If they're going to fuck with you, make them do all the stuff they have to do. Give me my fucking court-appointed lawyer. Okay. Give me my jury of my peers. Okay. We're going to spend a lot of time, a lot of money. I'm going to waste your fucking resources, and I'm going to win in the end. Because ultimately, the thing I got arrested most for was singing a song in public called "Have a Happy Fucking Day," which you can go find on my YouTube channel. Have a happy fucking day on Uncle Birch's channel. You'll love it. So, in order to convict me of, I guess it was disturbing the peace, subsection 2, using language in public likely to provoke a violent reaction, to convict me of that, I would have to be allowed to play the song in front of a jury of my peers. And that was my goal in life. But you could have convicted me. I did not fucking care. I wanted to play that song in front of a jury of my peers. 16 times. They arrested me. I pushed for my lawyer, pushed for my jury. They set the court date, and every time, 16 times, got all the way up to jury selection. They said, Your Honor, we're going to dismiss for lack of evidence. That's what happens when you push for your fucking rights, man. If it's questionable that they can convict you, they will not try you. But they will act like they're trying you all the way up to jury selection. But if they don't have a case that they have like a 99% belief that they're going to win the case, a prosecutor will not prosecute, because their ability to get reelected is based off their conviction rate. Rage bait at its finest, absolutely. So, you have no obligation to comply if you don't know who that is. And bring up what I said, okay? There have been at least 10 women that we know of that have been kidnapped and probably are human trafficked now by people posing as ICE agents. Then we have countless people that might be trafficked. We don't know where they are. They just get disappeared by ICE. We don't know where they are. That should absolutely make you fear for your safety and fearing for your life. And as I said in the beginning of the thing, the magic words that the cops always like to use every time they shoot an unarmed black person is, I was in fear for my life. And those magic words tend to get them off. Nobody can discount the level of fear that you say you have. And if you articulate the stories that I just told you, you can reinforce the reasonableness of that fear. And it's absolutely reasonable to have that fear and to resist. Yes, so far it's just sliding by and happening. But we until until they take it all away, we still have those rights. We still have the habeas corpus rights. We need to push for them all the fucking time. Yeah, we will. We'll continue resisting because what happens here ripples across the pond. What happens across the pond ripples over here. We talk about it: rock and roll, punk rock, and fascism. What happens here will affect you. What happens over there, if you guys get a fascist, it'll affect us. We have to resist for the entire fucking world. And more so, this was always the way in World War I, World War II, but now we're so fucking interconnected, it's just not even funny. If we allow it to happen here, the world will suffer. Now, having said that, Zelensky's coming Monday to hear Trump's bullshit deal that he made with Putin. And at this point, Ukraine is in the position to just say, fuck you, United States of America. We don't need you. Pull your support. Europe has fucking stepped so up. They're just, a matter of fact, they had this deal. It's supposed to make Trump money, where they're going to buy all these weapons from us and then give them to the Ukrainians. And at this point, they're just go, well, with all this tariff stuff, why are we going to make the U.S. a bunch of money? We got weapons. We'll just send them our weapons. We need to buy your fucking... Yeah, okay, you guys make better weapons than everybody else, but we, Europe, we make some pretty decent weapons. You know what I'm saying? So, he don't need us. He don't need us. Well, for now, he don't need Trump. Trump's just trying to sell him out. Well, thanks. I'm glad you made it to the live. Be sure to follow if you're not following. Hit that little bell thing so you know when I go live. I tend to do weekends more often than not. It is a big circle jerk. Unfortunately, not as good as the band at all, man. Yo, go to TikTok system notification. Oh, right on. Thank you for following. But, you've got to resist, and it will have to move into armed resistance. That will have to happen at this stage of the game. We're dealing with schmazzies, okay? I don't know how it works that he supports Israel and the schmazzies still like him, but we got schmazzies in the government. We got schmazzi running the government. Only thing that ever gets through to a schmazzi is a boot to the head. Sorry. Kick me. I don't give a fuck. It's the truth. I'll speak the fucking truth, man. It's ultimately going to have to turn that way, and then he'll use it to declare martial law. But is what it is, man. We've got fucking armored personnel carriers and tanks running through our nation's capital already 7 months. 7 months into this shit. And that, too, is impeachable. So we need to, you need to vote in the midterms, man. This most important midterm ever. We can end Trump's presidency at 17 months. He is extremely unpopular. Even if they gerrymander Texas, I don't really know if they're going to win those 5 seats. Republicans are extremely unpopular right now because they've allowed Republicans to be harmed by the current administration. Yeah, he focuses his attacks on the blue states, but we're all suffering. We're all losing health care. We're all can barely afford groceries. And it's like, I don't know if you ever saw 1984, where it's like, don't believe your eyes, believe us. That's what the government said. That's what they're trying to say now. Trump keeps talking about this dollar $1.50 gas prices. Well, according to an internet search, there's nowhere in the country where that exists. Here it's, averaging 3. There's some places I can find for like, $2.57. Maybe if I really hunt it, I can find $2.49. Vegetables are up 30%. Meats up 35%. Just groceries, man, groceries. I saw this huge line of cars the other day. I go, wow, what are all those people queued up for, man? That thing's going like 2 miles. It's because the church was giving out bags of groceries. So this wasn't like, poor people needing groceries from a food bank. This was all the people needing groceries from a food bank. If I'd had the time, wasn't going somewhere, I would have hopped in that line, man. Sat there for several hours to get that free bag of fucking groceries, man. I'm too worried about everyone, but my town is charging $4 to $6 a gallon. Well, in California, I know California is pretty fucking high, but they got like extra taxes and everything. Yeah, everybody's hurting. I'm in Scotland, and it's the same here with grocery prices, petrol, gas. Yeah, good protest there in Scotland about Trump. That was great. I can't believe first the guy goes to fucking Scotland to visit his golf course. The first thing he does is lambaste the Scottish government about those bullshit windmills. Say all, drives the whales crazy, it kills the birds, all the bullshit he says over here. It's like, hey, bitch, it ain't your country. I know you don't like those windmills off the coast of your fucking golf course, but you don't get to tell fucking Scotland what to do. You get to tell anybody what to do. What are you going to threaten them with fucking tariffs? Yeah, well, Americans are slow to wake up. We're paying the tariffs. Ain't nobody paying the fucking... China not paying the tariffs? European Union ain't paying... None of them. We're paying the fucking tariffs. You talk about these billions of dollars that have come in from the tariffs. It's our fucking money. It's our money. It's all the money that we've had to pay extra because of his fucking tariffs. And still some Americans just slow to fucking wake up, man. And fucking too brainwashed, man. J.D. Vance, yes, that's where thank you for reminding me. The J.D. Vance tried to go to, I think it was a 3 Michelin star restaurant, which, it's hard to get 1 Michelin star, man. 3? So, maybe one of the best restaurants in Scotland, I guess. And he's, been on vacation for months. Even, I think, was it Idaho, where he had the Army Corps of Engineers raised the water level in the river so he could have a better kayaking experience. I'm sure that didn't cause anybody problems downstream. I'm sure there was no flooding or anything like that, just so he could have a kayaking experience. But he went to Scotland, tried to go to this 3 Michelin star restaurant, and all of these staff in the restaurant walked off the job. All of these staff that could be called in to work refused to go to work. They refused to serve J.D. Vance and family, and as such, he was turned away. Ohio? Was it like the Ohio River or something like that? So I think that's a really big river to be raising the fucking... at any rate, I'm sure that it messed something up. Yeah, no, I don't think so. Uncle Birch coming to you live from New Orleans. Yeah, it was Ohio. So, you, I know it doesn't help, but you are not obligated to, when you're stopped by a cop in this country, to speak to them, to provide your ID, anything of the kind, unless you are detained. If you are detained, the officer must be able to articulate the probable cause and or reasonable suspicion to detain you. They should have to articulate that to your face, but at the very least, they will have to articulate that when they get in court. So far, it's clear that here in the United States of America, probable cause is brown skin. If you have brown skin, they will chase you, they will tackle you, they will wrestle you to the ground, and you will probably end up disappeared before anybody finds out that you actually were an American citizen. There have been many cases where somebody's real ID was taken away from them here in the United States. So we had ID, right? We had driver's licenses, but then we had to get real ID. It took me fucking 6 months to get real ID because I had to track down where I was born in the first damn place and then fucking send away from my birth certificate, and they took 3 months to even send the damn thing, even though I had to pay for it to get my real ID about a week before my California driver's license expired. So it worked out all right. But your real ID requires your birth certificate, social security number, all that shit. So it is sufficient to prove your citizenship in the United States. But the police just seems to take people's real ID and disappear the ID and then haul them off. It's guilty till proven innocent, and that ain't right either. You should be able to, take that to court too. You're brown, you're guilty till you prove you're a citizen. You got proof? Well, I'm going to make that disappear. Can you follow us? I want to support you. Follow you? Okay. There we go. Had to get my gender marker changed for safety reasons. I want my next back. Gender markers. See, they're big. The big boogeyman in this country is trans people. Then next comes LGBTQI. They're trying to get gay marriage thrown out. We really we got less than a year to save this country and thereby the world. California should gerrymander. All the blue states that can should gerrymander. Get us 25 House seats, man. Get us a super fucking majority. Because that guy is so damn impeachable. Just the emoluments clause alone, man. He has enriched himself off the presidency to disgusting levels. He's impeachable as hell. Ignoring court orders, having his people tell the judge to fuck off, all that. So we need to, first of all, we need to impeach him. We need to get rid of him. Then we need to impeach J.D. Vance, because he's impeachable too. Unfortunately, then we're going to have Mike Johnson. He's probably impeachable too. we'll just keep fucking impeaching all day. But even if he doesn't get impeached, we'll be able to do checks and balances and stop them from being able to do half the shit they want to do. Then we really need to change some things here. Now, back during Nixon had the power to fire the prosecutor that was investigating him. We should have fixed that. We did not. Trump did it in his first term. We should have fixed it under Biden. Because then Trump did it in his second term, man. Yeah, J.D. Vance first, that's good. But you shouldn't be able to fire the guy investigating you, man. Do I really need to explain that to you? What a hole in the fucking system that is? And now, so the president's in charge of all enforcement agencies. Now, we have all these presidential people violating court orders, and the only recourse they have is to send the marshals. Because the marshals enforce court orders. The marshals are controlled by the president. We need to change some shit. President shouldn't be in control of all law enforcement in the fucking country. We need to have somebody that's going to check that power and hold them accountable, prosecute them. Well, he is a real problematic one, but ultimately, Trump doesn't do shit. He's a vile piece of shit, but he doesn't do shit. He's put a bunch of Project 2025 people in power to enact the Project 2025 agenda. Trump's entire reason for being president was to stop himself from going to prison. He did that. And now he can just golf all day and spend billions of our dollars golfing and just let Project 2025 take over. Now that is why we need to be at the Heritage Foundation. That's why we need to be protesting at the Heritage Foundation. And the Heritage Foundation should suffer some serious losses on every level that those can be calculated. But for community guidelines reasons, I will not say further, but I think you understand what I'm saying. Those are the people responsible for this. They have offices. Their offices are easily located. Marching in the street doesn't do a whole lot of good when the people you're marching against don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck about your opinion. They don't give a fuck that you're marching in the street. Lock down the Heritage Foundation, somebody might actually give a shit. You know, they can't get in or out of that building. That might get some attention. But the attention needs to be put on them and their fascist Christian nationalism takeover of the United States. It's untouchable. They could just fire any one of this, get them. Absolutely. And like I said, Nixon did that, dude. We didn't fix it. I mean, as such right now, the next president of the United States is going to have a list that's going to take them 2 years to undo all of the executive orders and bullshit that Trump did. They're going to be able to get nothing done except undo the shit that Trump did. We're going to have to undo all the executive orders, rehire the people from USAID, rehire the people that monitor the hurricanes, rehire these people. We're going to have to rebuild the entire fucking government. I was saying it earlier today to the wife. Trump is still butthurt from the 2020 election, and this is our punishment. The entire country is being punished. Red states, blue states, doesn't matter, but the blue states are getting the worst of it, but the red states are still suffering. He's destroying the country because he's mad at us for not making him president, even though he fucking lost the 2020 election badly. Now he's going to try and prosecute Obama. That's not, you know what? Epstein, bitch. Epstein. I'm not distracted. None of the shit you're doing is distracted. Not to take over Washington, D.C., not trying to give Ukraine away to your handler, Vladimir Putin. Epstein. Stay focused on Epstein. He's doing everything he can to try and make Epstein go away. He's trying to distract you and all of us from Epstein. Now, having said that, y'all need to help me. We need to come up with another name for Epstein, because when the new community guidelines violations kick in, we are not going to be able to say the word Epstein. I thought for sure I was getting kicked off right then, but they made me slide a puzzle piece to prove that I was not a robot or some shit. But here I am, I'm still here. Epstein, man. So we need to find a new name for Epstein. uh, that they won't say Island Boy. Island Boy could be good. I hate that we got to do this. You know, I got to say pew pew. I got to say grape. You know, I got to say unalived, because we're fucking kindergartners over here. Chester, kick Israel out of our business would before. Yeah, that'd be great, but it's just kind of weird. Trump's a schmatzy. He has schmatzies in his cabinet. The head of the military, he's a schmatzy. But Trump is seemingly backing Israel and fighting anti-Semitism. Now, I don't believe that, but I wonder, okay, so what's up with the schmatzis? I thought they didn't like them. The schmatzis switch up? I don't know. I mean, there was a time back, you can look this up. There used to be a show called TV Nation in the 90s. And they did a show, it's on YouTube. Look up the Ku Klux Klan makeover. They hired a Fortune 500 company to do an image makeover. I think it was actually the Schmatzis. So the Schmatzis or the Klan? I'm not sure. Might have been the Klan. I don't know. Really, what's the difference between them? Anyway, they did an image makeover, and before that, yeah, okay, it was Klan, because before that they were in white robes, and then after the image makeover, they were in three-piece suits. Before the image makeover, they talked about their hatred for the black people. And then after the image makeover, they talked about their love for the white race. They never talked about hate. And, you know, that their image makeover slipped over time, but they did that. In the 90s, the Ku Klux Klan paid a Fortune 500 company, image makeover company, to do an image makeover on the Ku Klux Klan. And I think it was Michael Moore. Michael Moore, he's funny as fuck. But you can look it up, TV Nation, Ku Klux Klan makeover, and I'm sure you'll find it. It's pretty damn funny. The last tour of communism was pretty damn funny, too. It was a funny fucking show for the 90s, man. David Dukes. Yeah, David Duke actually ran for, I think he ran for governor here. This is before my time, but he ran for office here in Louisiana. Actually did pretty well, apparently. I mean, Louisiana, I never thought I'd be in a red state, but Ruby Bridges, that little girl we saw in black and white films that had to go to school guarded by state troopers and guns, and people like hating on her and throwing shit at her. That was not only Louisiana, that was fucking New Orleans. That happened fucking here. She's still alive. I heard her on the radio the other day, man. So I still don't know how I ended up in a red state, but or at least a blue part of a red state. Yeah, he ran for governor. Was that it? Okay, yeah. And he got way too close. He got way too close to the governorship, from what I understand, man. Uncle Bert's coming to you live from New Orleans, where I've been ranting about a bunch of political shit. We must resist. It's our sacred duty to resist. Now, I took an oath once upon a time. Same oath the military takes, same oath the president takes, to preserve, protect, defend the Constitution of the United States, and to defend it against all enemies, foreign and domestic. And although I left that job a very long time ago, I'm an occultist. Oaths don't expire. with a job. Oaths are forever. That's why I don't make oaths lightly. Didn't they unalive dude? Did they? I must have missed that. If they did, I did not hear about that. Well, yeah, didn't they, like, wasn't he supporting Trump during his first election? So I know he was still alive around then. But, yeah. Yes, the fire. Now they aren't following those anymore. Yeah, yeah. Well, my kids start school tomorrow. They had to delay it because it was a new building and the air conditioning wasn't working or something. And you absolutely have to have air conditioning. So he got an extra week off. He was pretty stoked about that. And I noticed that the orientation, they were really careful about their language. And they said, in this school, when somebody tells you what or who to refer to them as, you will refer to them as that, or there will be trouble. Now, the word that they didn't use was pronouns. But that's what they were talking about. That's what they were talking about, man. He's still, okay, he's still around spewing venom. Yeah, I kind of figured so. He's got to be old. He's got to die of old age soon. I mean, he should die some other horrible death. Badgers. I vote for badgers. Shouldn't be able to, just die of old age. Well, thank you for just following me, person with no name. Be sure and hit the little bell thing so you get a notification when I go live. I do it pretty often. We'll see if I get away with what I'm saying today. Old man yelling at the clouds. Hey, Lady Silver Willow Sage, how are you? I voted for death by rat. Ooh, yeah, that's better. As badgers would be over too fast. You're right. I take my vote back. I'm going with death by rats. Little bites. A billion little bites. Yes. So, yeah, we got to take this country back for the rest of the fucking world, man. I am, if you live in the rest of the world, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry about that. I did my best. I voted the way I should vote. I convinced everybody that I could to vote for the right way. I preached hard against Project 2025 for 2 years before anybody knew what it was. Even witches called me a fearmonger and a conspiracy theorist. Yet, here we are. The conspiracy is not a theory. The fear didn't need to be mongered. It's happening. We're under full-fledged military fascism at this time in the United States of America. And I'm sorry about that. If there's anything else I could have done for our country not to treat you like shit, even though you've been our friends forever, I would have done that. Especially, hey, Canada, if you're out there, man, sorry about that, man. 51st state. And now they're trying to say that Canada's being a bully. They're bullying Donald Trump. It's like you tried to fucking force them to become the 51st state. You called their prime minister the governor. You did everything you could to insult our nice fucking neighbors to the north. And I know. You're nice until you're not nice. Now is not a time to be nice. I absolutely support you boycotting everything about us, even though we're a tourist town and we're feeling it. We're feeling the lack of tourism in this town, as everybody is, but I wouldn't want to fucking come here either, man. Trudeau isn't polite. Yeah, I know. Well, he isn't anymore. He was. It was. But this is not a time to be polite. Yeah, this is a time to bully the bully. Um, the longest time, I can't teach my kids the real. Get in trouble. Um, the real, only one way to deal with a bully: uppercut to the nose. Especially because the bully is probably bigger than you, right? Yes. Cimaruta. It's an Italian witch thing. Cimaruta literally means sprig of rue. So the plant is depicting the rue plant and several other things. Speaking of there, we're doing, as we must, however, we welcome your visit. Why? At some point I'd welcome an invasion. Our friends and allies, man, hey, we may need you to come save us this time, man. Do you still take on students? If so, how does that work? You go over to witchschool.gumroad. That's like gum on your shoe and the road you walk down where you stepped on the gum. Witchschool.gumroad.com. Look through the classes. We've got lots of standalone classes, and then we've got the full courses, the level 1, the level 2, the level 3. I believe for most of those, you got an option. You can download the whole class for one price, or you can do a monthly price and take the class over a year's time, which used to be traditional, but the kids in this day and age, they don't want to spend a whole year doing something, so I had to give the people what they wanted and allow them to binge watch a year's worth of classes at one price. And we need to also be armed and armored. Absolutely. Now is the time for pew-pews, y'all. And, even if you've been against it, for your family, man, for your family, for my family, for everybody's family, we all need to have pew-pews and learn how to use the pew-pews. There are several leftist organizations teaching people how to use pew-pews and teaching them military activities, because we need to know how to do that too. Also, check it out. What's it called again? Witch School, one word, .gumroad.com. witchschool.gumroad.com. Somebody put it in the comments for me. Here's why the Second Amendment was created. Absolutely. Absolutely. This is the actual tyranny. Plenty of people, screamed about it in the past, bitched about it, called stuff tyranny. They'd call Biden tyranny. It's like, what did he do that was tyrannical, man? Come on. While we may have not understood it at the time, the economy under Biden was the strongest economy the country's ever had. It was the first time that our economy beat China. Now where are we? Now where are we? Prices weren't coming down fast enough, but that's not what the economy is, man. It's not what the economy means. It means eventually prices are going to go down, because interest rates are going to go down. All Trump has done is drive those up, driving up the interest rates, driving up the prices, and then going to lie to us. He's going to lie to us, tell us that egg prices are down. No, they are fucking not. Tell us that grocery prices are down, even though he just recently learned what the word grocery is. No, they are fucking not. No, they are fucking not. I go grocery shopping several times a week. I have resorted to going to Aldi of late because it's so damn cheap. I yesterday went into a fucking Walmart for the first time in my life, scared to death of the place. to get school supplies. And I got to say, they were cheap as fuck. These people that, you're going to have to, file bankruptcy to get school supplies. I don't know what the hell your school's requiring you, man, but, there's like crayons, pens, pencils, construction paper, other paper, cardstock, paint, shit like that. It was, I was out of there for like $11 for everything that my kid needed. So I'm kind of thinking, we have to compare. I think Aldi's was cheaper. There was a couple things that I checked on. Aldi's was cheaper, but I might have to go into Walmart again for fucking groceries. I hate them. But what you gonna do? What you gonna do? You gonna not feed your fucking family? No, that's not an option, man. It's not an option. Growing everything that I fucking can, man. Growing every fucking vegetable that I fucking can. But, food prices are through the fucking roof, man. Gas prices are through the roof. My side job, I drive for a living, so I fucking definitely notice the fucking gas prices, man. Nothing is better. Nothing is better under Trump, and he will fucking tell you. I mean, he's the same guy that tells us he's got the best polling numbers ever. You have the worst polling numbers of any president ever. The worst popularity, the worst support of your agenda. We do not have Save-A-Lot. I've never seen that. Aldi's is a trip though, like they don't even have bags. You got to pay for bags. If you want a shopping cart, you got to put like a quarter in it, and you get your quarter back after it. It's weird. Uncle Birch, get a ranch. There's, yeah. Aldi in Germany has great stuff for working. It's good quality shit. We do have a new Trader Joe's close to my house. Trader Joe's has always been good for me. But I'm kind of thinking Aldi's is cheaper, and it's good quality stuff. I don't know about the crap I'm gonna find at fucking Walmart. Yeah, I went to the Family Dollar for a while. I thought that was the cheapest. I was buying shit from there, all kind of weird name brands you never fucking heard of. But Aldi was cheaper than the Dollar Tree. And I always bring my own bags too. And right now, man, it's the 3 P's: price, price, and price. I will make the food better when I prepare it. But Walmart keeps their own security department, uses fake cameras. Wow, it was a trip. I'd never been in a Walmart, man. They had like a Subway there and a McDonald's and a full optometrist and a full beauty salon in Walmart. I only saw me a piece of Walmart because I was trying to go in and get out because I never wanted to be in a fucking Walmart my fucking life. But there's a couple things I looked at that were brands that I normally buy, and they were cheaper, even cheaper than Aldi. So, for my family, I will go to Walmart if I have to. Hit and miss. Good brands, expensive there. Yeah. Fake cameras. Yeah, I already saw that one. Uncle Birch coming live from New Orleans. Sweating like a pig because it's New Orleans. Ugh. Well, Sebastian never showed up. He's always here. Hopefully that's not because he's getting bullied. I heard somebody's bullying Sebastian. Can't believe that. Not all of them. Who that? All right.
DM'd you the person's name that's bullying Sebastian?
Who that?
It's me, Teresa.
Yeah, I know.
I changed my picture.
Who's bullying Sebastian?
Her name's Chloe. That's all I know. And from the information that I was given, it's beef apparently that started over on Facebook, and she brought it to TikTok and Instagram and all of the other platforms. She even went to his dad. So Sebastian's on the down low right now.
So what? So she's bullying him. What's she doing? She went to his dad.
I don't know. I don't know all of the details. He told me to get in touch with you because again, he's trying to stay low key on social media, and to have you reach back out to him and he would give you more details.
Yeah, because I want to go destroy Chloe.
And she's got like 18 accounts.
18 TikTok accounts.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know why. She must be a massive drama starter from what I can tell.
Yeah. I mean, to have 18 accounts, you probably are.
Oh, so I had a comment and I want your thoughts on it. James Spader or Gavin Newsom for president?
Newsom. I don't know the other.
Spader's amazing though.
But have you seen Newsom?
Yes, I have. I love Gavin Newsom as far as a politician.
He's fucking presidential as hell.
He really is.
And I knew he did this. He has a trolling department. It's like, it's not just him trolling Trump. He has a whole fucking department doing that. And they're using Trump's language. He tweets apps.
Yeah.
What's up, Ouija?
Hi, how are you?
Good. How's it going?
Good. It's a beautiful morning.
Changed your hair.
Sending a follow.
Oh, I didn't change it. I just wear a wig.
Okay. You changed your wig.
Yes, I changed my wig. Yes.
Well, apparently somebody's bullying Sebastian.
Yeah. Like I said, I don't know a whole lot of details about it. I just know that this person went directly to Sebastian's father and was spreading a bunch of lies.
What's his father supposed to do about it?
I don't. That's what I said. I said, aren't you a fucking grown adult? Who the fuck is she to go to your dad?
Yeah.
And he's like, well, I don't. My dad's not, believing any of it. He blocked her and da 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 da. And I'm like, well, as far.
Cut out. As far, and then you cut out.
Yeah, your thing's cutting out, honey.
All right. Well, I guess she's cut out.
Is everything okay? Is your friend okay? Or your friend? Your guys' friend?
Who? Me?
Well, I just came in and you guys were already talking about something. I was just saying, she okay?
Yeah, we were talking about Sebastian's being bullied by somebody named Chloe.
Sorry about that. My phone dropped.
He's the one. Did I meet him? I think I mean I don't not familiar with a lot of people on this app.
Yeah,
He's from the UK.
He's the one that brought you into my live in the first place. He's why I know you.
Oh yeah, okay. Then I'm thinking of him. Okay. Oh well.
He's really sweet. He's got the greatest intentions and great heart, and there's no reason for anybody to be bullying him. I don't think the man has a bad bone in his body.
No, I catch him in lives, and and there is this one fucking stupid ass bitch. She was like, "Oh, did you know that when you gift the person, you're actually gifting the host, and the host gets blah blah blah." And I was like, you know what, Sebastian, honey, then you should just come to my lives. That way you don't. But I get it. He's fighting for what he believes in. I wouldn't put up with that with such fucking, that. But he got a backbone for sure.
He does, and honestly, that's because he's LGBTQ. He's always had to have a backbone.
Yeah, he was having a conversation with some fucking asshole about how children's minds shouldn't be changed. And I'm like,
Wow.
dude, like, first of all, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Like, you don't know what you're talking about at all.
Mm.
But Sebastian comes from like I said, I think he should just pick a hobby, sit down, and just reflect. Because opinions are like assholes, and unless you got a poop bag, you
He
can't.
did. Was it that he has a problem with what's being said? What he has a problem with is the fact that this person is going to his family members.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, people on this app, they'll go for everything. Not
Yeah, but
everything.
no, she took it to all of the platforms. This started over on Facebook.
Yeah.
She's the one that drug it to TikTok. She's the one that took it to Instagram. She's the one that took it to the other accounts, not him. And
Yeah.
he was having a discussion with somebody, and I happened to scroll past the live that he was having this discussion on, and I said, whoa, 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 hold on. Who? Give me names.
And Teresa, give me a name. Want a link to her account if you could.
Names.
Yeah, they're all the same account. They all have the. I gave you the one name. If you look in your DMs,
Okay.
on this account,
Okay.
it's the last message I just sent you, and then all of them are the same. Chloe, I think it's Chloe Token something.
I love bullying bullies.
I do too, which is why I thought I would let you know.
Yeah, sometimes you guys should just let it go. Just turn the other. Let it
No, look, I am not that godly of a person. There is no more turning of the cheeks. I'll give them some cheeks on the back end of my body they can fucking turn on.
Yeah, there ain't no Christian stuff going on over here, man. I'm not only a witch, I'm Strega. In Strega, we believe that we are karma. Karma is a verb, not
Yeah.
When you invoke karma, karma comes
I mean,
every time.
And this is a guy I have embraced. I have broken bread with. This is not just some fucking
Jacob?
on the fucking internet.
You got to
Yeah.
eat them?
Yeah, he came to Hexfest 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
Yeah, he's a personal friend.
Cafe, yeah.
Oh, that is so cool.
Yeah. So that always puts it into different things. Like
Right. You
if I
personally.
actually
Yeah.
touched you, if I have hugged you, if I have broken bread with you, then you have more clout than some fucking profile picture on the internet.
Yeah.
But that's why I'm a shadow witch, because I always end up hearing about everybody's bullshit, and I discern whether or not it needs to be spoken to the right communications, if you know what I mean.
Oh, I get you. Yeah, I got a whole fucking hex curse jar spot right in my corner for those who special dear in my heart.
But Sebastian's, like I said, he doesn't have a mean bone in his body, and he is trying to turn the other cheek. However, I am not.
No. I'm the guy that teaches magical warfare for a living. I just did it all weekend at Hexfest. I ain't the guy.
Let me see if I can get him to come up. Hold on. I'm going to invite him.
Okay. Always come to you live from New Orleans, dealing with ticky-tacky bullshit, which is what we do here on TikTok, at least until the next community guidelines kick in and we all get kicked off.
Oh man, I can't tell you one too many. One too many. And thanks to a couple witches on this app, I can no longer receive messages because you guys are a bunch of fucking assholes.
It is
Oh,
called
I'm on my third or fourth account now because of the bullshit.
I'm on 10, of course. There's a reason I call it TikToxic.
Hashtag TikTok shop. Crystal. Oh, I love her.
So yeah, I should put it out there. You make sure and follow me, Uncle Birch, all over the place. Follow me on YouTube. Follow me on Instagram. Find me on Facebook. Find me on Blue Sky, Lemon 8, because I fully expect to get kicked off of TikTok when the new community guidelines kick in. I will not shut up. I will not bow down and curtail my language. So when that happens, I'm not sure if I will even.
Samantha.
I'm not even sure if I will go over to Uncle Birch 11 and do anything there. I may just abandon this platform all completely. Also, Clapper. Clapper, I've never had a problem with. Clapper, like, matter of fact,
Yeah.
I think I said. I think I said it. In the
I don't think Trump knows about Clapper yet. Give it a minute.
But the only rule on Clapper was that you couldn't be naked.
Right.
I think that rule went out the window. The majority, if you scroll through the lives, the majority are sex workers of some kind or another.
Don't look up white shampoo on TikTok.
Why? Why?
It is basically soft core corn.
Oh, hell yeah. I'm going to look it up now.
Hey, Mantha.
How are they getting away with that on TikTok?
I don't know. I just know that there's very, very interesting content. I accidentally went down a rabbit hole last night.
Well, I should put out there, as I did.
Accidentally on purpose, don't lie. You found it in a live and you were like, oh, let me see what this is about.
So I should put this out here. This is probably important. Y'all should listen.
Don't lie.
Y'all should be on a VPN.
I have to figure out how to get a VPN on my mobile device.
Well,
Most of the VPNs that Americans have access to that are actually usable.
if you listen for a second, I'll tell you. Now VPN is available on the App Store and Google Play, and it's a free VPN.
Hell yeah.
Okay, but can you get it on Apple? Because
Yes.
I've
I'm
been trying to find free apps for the Apple for like moon phases because I want to get a moon calendar so I can align my period with the moon cycles. And I can't find anything for shit for free.
This may
for
sound
Apple.
silly.
Whoa.
Farmer's Almanac.
Wait a minute. Okay, first of all, now VPN. It's available on Apple. It's free. And you can also get corn. You know, I'm in Louisiana. Most of our corn is wiped out. But if I say I'm in Canada, I can watch anything I want.
Oh, she meant
Now
actually. Okay.
Now VPN. But Ouija, there was just a thing that came out. There's a period tracking app that Meta mined the information from and shared people's cycles with somebody. We don't know.
With VHS.
You don't want an app. Marta has, she tracked it every 28 days. It's written in her calendar. She did it manually. It took her like, a week to track a year's worth of shit. You don't want an app that tracks your cycle. They're mining that data to make sure that you don't get an abortion or some shit.
I'm tied. My shit got tied.
Yeah.
Or burned or whatever. I'm done with kids. I got 2 and I'm done.
Well, then why
Yes, it can still that still makes you a target.
Yeah.
You know that, right?
I mean, like, I do my daily, or not my daily, but I do
Unless
my GYN appointments, stuff like that. Like, so.
right. What you don't realize is that data is still being shared.
So
There is no more HIPAA.
So I'm curious though. So you're tied. You're very young. Yeah, a medical reason you had to do that, or just a personal choice, or what?
I did it at 24.
Yeah, but I'm talking to her. She's young as hell.
I did a personal choice because I don't believe in, like, it's a personal choice because I just don't believe in bringing children into this world. I feel like women should always have a choice with their bodies because they're expected to do too much for the children. And I know that more than half of males are more likely to go into nursing homes than women. So I know, like, later on in life, It's just not fair for them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes,
That's
but you
concept.
because you're younger and you're not considered perimenopausal, you are still considered an egg carrier. And even with your tubes being tied, they will still want to track your data specifically because you are
You
an
want my
egg
eggs?
carrier.
Fucking sell that shit. You want my babies? I know there's some people that were willing to pay, and I would sell my shit if I could, you know, because like I'm already like selling bone marrow, you know, or plasma, whatever you call it. So I mean, if you're willing to pay, I would,
They-
you
Well, the
know.
government, that's the whole thing with what the government's trying to do. They're trying to make it to where there is no selling of anything. They're going to get rid of plasma. They're going to get rid of blood.
But then again,
As far as you being paid,
they
they're
can't
going to
be
take it from us.
Yeah. But then again, I also believe in an abortion. It contributes to our science. It contributes to uh, not having. I believe that it is better for a child to be not here than to grow up with just shit that they cannot.
Right.
If their parents can't handle it, they should be aborted.
Well, the Republicans like to act like women are using abortion as contraception.
Well, then let them. Let
And-
them. It's
well-
none of
well-
their business.
Well,
But what? I know plenty of
you-
women that get abortions for contraception. That's their
Well,
body.
okay, so you know women who had abortions, wasn't it traumatic for them? I don't think there's anybody using it for contraception.
There's a lot of people that use it for contraception.
I-
Others,
Depending on how far along they are, though.
no, it don't matter.
I-
I know women. I know women that go. They don't. You know, they just do that.
Well, you're not going to, what I'm saying is you're not going to have someone that's 6 months pregnant and say, oh, I don't want the baby anymore.
Well,
I
you
know
know,
plenty of
back
women that
back
do
in the
that.
day, I had a few
But,
unwanted.
but the point is, it doesn't matter. It's healthcare.
But I haven't
It is healthcare.
I haven't met a woman yet that uses it as contraception because it's an extremely traumatic process, and they go through postpartum depression typically
Yep.
after it, and it takes a
Yeah.
long time. I don't know anybody that's taking it lightly and using abortion as their contraception. I've never.
There are women out there that do it because you got to think about it. They don't care. You have to understand. It
Why,
is the
why wouldn't they
body.
just get a pill? I mean, if they're going to use it for contraception, why wouldn't they get on the pill or Depo-Provera or something like that? It's extremely traumatic. The thing that women go through when they have an abortion, it's not something to take lightly.
Correct.
I don't know of any woman out there that's using it all willy-nilly as contraception.
Well, you do know that they do get prescribed medications. Sometimes women will just go just so they can get the Vicodin afterwards. They don't care.
Maybe.
You're not wrong there.
They don't care. And I've known plenty of women. I'm not trying to like hate on them.
No. I've seen it too. I've seen it when I lived in Florida. I saw it too.
There are women that are like, oh, I'd rather swallow than get nutted in. That's their form of contraception. The thing is, it's the ideology. It's like, oh, this baby's going through so much. But people don't understand is, are you going to take responsibility for that child? Fuck no. You see hella kids in the fucking system. They're not even being taken care of. They're in group homes. They're in fucking foster care.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
So it's their consciousness. It's what they can handle. You know,
There's also their comprehension. That's the problem. There's so little comprehension, and there are so many people that just don't. And I don't mean to sound like I'm dogging on anybody specifically in any form or fashion. So please heed what I'm saying. There are so many uneducated, unintelligent people that are just doing whatever, and then they use the abortion or what have you as, well, this is my way out. You get what I'm saying?
yeah.
Yeah.
Because I mean, but I know so many girls that are like, "Girl, I'm gonna go get an abortion," and I'm like, "Damn, how long did you wait?" And they're like,
Right.
"Well, I waited how long? I'm almost 4 months. I'm almost
Yeah,
this,
well,
that," because they just
those are the ones I'm talking about. They're not educated enough to understand that, hey, it would be better, smarter, and healthier for them on the physical side for their own health
because there's
to
only
just
so
go
much
get a
time,
contraceptive pill or something like that, rather than, oh, I'm just gonna go and have my uterus DNC'd.
right? Like, I'm gonna go get this shit scraped, you know?
Yeah.
Hey, some girls don't have a problem with it. They're like, hey, they go in there willy nilly, you know? They don't.
Hey, if you want that kind of scar tissue and that hey, more fucking power to you, I guess. I'm pro-choice 100%. But fuck, man. I personally have had 4 miscarriages. Well, no, 5 miscarriages that ended up in a DNC and would have been considered an abortion.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie, I was traumatized. I still am. I'm 44 and I haven't had a kid in 21 years.
That's why they're forcing mothers to get ultrasounds before. That's why it's mandatory. So that
Yeah, we had the ultrasound. We did all that. They've always done that. They've even done the echocardiogram where you hear the baby's heartbeat and all that shit.
yeah,
Unfortunately, like I said with mine were miscarriages.
yeah.
So there was no heartbeat. There was a fetus, or what have you, but there was no heartbeat. Baby was dead.
I think Rooted Pagan just hit on the most important things, but yeah, it's idiocracy.
Completely.
You ever actually watch the movie? The stupid redneck guy who knocks up everybody in the fucking neighborhood and none of them get abortions. And they
Right.
keep perpetuating stupid, dumber kids until the entire fucking society is stupid. And Idiocracy was a comedy that became a documentary.
Unfortunately, it's a reality of life. Unfortunately, like I just saw someone's post the other day. They were posting up for prom. It was a young girl and a young man, and it said, "Born to be lovers, damned to be siblings." And I was just like, "What?"
What am I watching?
Like-
Ori, man?
No, it was just somebody's prom pictures, and I'm like, I literally lost my shit. I'm like, born to be lovers, bound to be siblings. Ew, that's disgusting. That's your brother. Like, what? Ew. Come on, man. Ew.
Well, hey y'all,
That is hilarious.
I have reached the 15% battery mark, which means I gotta go.
Oh yeah, no, that's fine.
Yeah.
I'm glad I actually got to talk to you though. I wanted to give you that information about Sebastian.
But good conversation with y'all. Thanks for jumping in. And- oh,
See you, Birch.
okay.
Blessed
Bye,
day.
Sean.
Bye, you guys.
Rest of
Bye.
you, everybody. So, stay
What a nice
low
lady.
and move in a serpentine fashion. And remember, move from cover to cover. And
Hey
move-
guys, remember you're on my live earlier? This was the guy I was telling you about that I had to leave. So whoever, because I just left a live, and I was telling her, because I was telling my manager that I was gonna go to this live because you never go live. But if anybody that was on, this was him. Bye.
Okay. Well, Sundays in the afternoon is when I most often go live. I just came from Hexfest weekend, so I didn't go live at all because I was working at the festival. But follow me if you're not following. Hit the little bell thing so you get a notification when I go live. And again, stay low and move in a serpentine fashion and move from cover to cover, and we'll get through this shit. All right. See you next time, Ouija.
Bye.